Hi everyone, my name is Mohammed Ghunaim. I'm an Egyptian. As many of you will be seeing pictures later on today, or maybe already now on your TV screens, from my home country with hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of Egyptians walking the streets and demonstrating. And you might be wondering, what is that again? I'd like to address you in this brief message, and I hope this will shed some clarity over why we are out there again today. Maybe you remember 2 years ago, exactly today, Egypt surprised the whole world because we hit the streets on that day, exactly like today, January 25th, 2011, by the millions. And we had no weapons in hand. We did not throw stones. We did not burn anything. We were just marching and we were just protesting and we were just crying our lungs out. We were protesting for freedom. We wanted bread for everybody. We wanted social justice for everybody. And we wanted freedom and human dignity. And through these marches and through these protests, and within 18 days, we managed to topple a regime of a dictator that had held our country hostage for over 30 years. This is what we succeeded in doing 2 years ago. And today, what you might not have seen is the result of what happened since 2 years ago. What you did not see on your TV screens, my dear friends out there in the Western world and in Europe and everywhere else, is that right after we toppled Mubarak, our country fell hostage to a new conspiracy. Our aging and corrupt leaders of our national army conspired with a terrorist organization called the Muslim Brotherhood. This terrorist organization is a fundamentalist, extremist, and, as I mentioned, terrorist organization, which uses religion in its most extreme forms to justify acts of violence and to justify their thrive towards power and money. What happened over the last 2 years is that this organization has been helped to power, unfortunately, by the leadership of our army through a process that may seem to you like democracy, while in fact it was rigged referendums, it was elections full of cheating and without any real observation and without any real transparency. And all these steps throughout these 2 years had only the goal of bringing this organization to power. What you also may not know, my dear friends, is that this would never have succeeded without the power and the strong backing of the United States government and its intelligence agencies. What every Egyptian will tell you is that throughout these 2 years, the US has done nothing but to support the Muslim Brotherhood and to back their rise to power. Now we come to what you're seeing today on your screen, which is, very briefly, 6 months after Mr. Mohammed Morsi, the representative of the Muslim Brotherhood, has been elected president of Egypt. The people of Egypt are hitting the streets again today. We are not hitting the streets because we're fighting Islam. We are Muslims, or the majority of us are Muslims. We are not hitting the streets because we do not accept democracy. We had a revolution because we wanted democracy. What you are seeing today are millions of Egyptians who refuse to be held hostage through the name of religion and through the appearance of democracy. The people you see on the streets in Egypt today are fighting against what you are scared of. We are out there on the street because we are fighting the ugly face of fundamentalism. And don't fool yourself and don't kid yourself. Fundamentalism is not something that is closed and that is special only to Islam. Extremist thought is everywhere in the world. You will not have to go far. Check in your home country. Look in your area. Look where you live. And you will find extreme right-wing politicians. And this is what the Muslim Brotherhood is. Obviously, the Muslim Brotherhood uses religion, but at the end of the day, it's the same dogma, it's the same speech. Hate the other. Make people fear the other. Make people doubt the other. Make people think, oh, they're coming after you. Make people think they're here to take away your freedom, to take away your rights. This is the speech of the Muslim Brotherhood, just like it's the speech of every right-wing politician in your home country. All these people have one thing in common. They want us all to remain soldiers in their war. They want us all nations of the world, to remain in anger at each other. They want us to remain hungry and even thriving for the ending of the other, because they want to convince us that the other wants to kill us. And this is what we are hitting the streets against today. We are Muslims, my dear friends, and we are Egyptians, and we are just like you. We want to live in peace. And what we are doing today on the streets of Egypt is we are trying to make this whole enigma fall apart. We would like to end this atrocious matrix that has us both, you and me, living on opposite sides of the spectrum and thinking and always doubting the other and always thinking the other is after me. We are out there on the streets today, my dear friends in Egypt, not because we want to change a democratically elected president by another. We're not even trying to topple a regime. We're just out there telling you, the rest of the world, that we Egyptians have decided we will stop being used by anyone for the purpose of war, for the purpose of capitalism, for the purpose of making some people richer than others, for using and abusing the poor so that the rich get richer and rich. This is what's happening in Egypt. We are Muslims, we are your brothers, and we want your support. If you agree to what has been said in this message, if you understand what I'm trying to tell you, please share it with others amongst you, because at some point you will realize if you let the monster grow anywhere around the world, at some point he will come back at you right where you live. So realize what we're doing, support us, and at the end of the day, we will all profit from what Egyptians are doing today on the streets. Thank you.